Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be showing you all the brand new LEGO Creator 2020 summer sets. So there were 3 of them that were revealed, and in this video, I'll be ranking each of them, showing you all the full HD pictures, and for each set, I'll be giving it a score out of 5. Then at the end of the video, I'll reveal the total score for the wave, and I'll also let you know my want list as well for the wave, just so you know which sets I do plan on picking up in the future, and which ones I would kind of recommend. And also keep in mind, this is all my personal opinion. None of this is objective or anything. It's just my subjective opinion. So let me know your rankings as well in the comment section below. I always like to hear all of those as well, just so we can get a variety for the video. But yeah, I hope you all go on to enjoy, and let's get straight into it here with number 3. Alright, so first up here we have the LEGO Creator Space Rover Explorer. This one is set number 31107. It's going to include 510 pieces, and it's going to be retailing in the US for $49.99, and then in Canada for $59.99. And this set includes 1 minifigure for it, so that is a pretty small amount of minifigs considering the price of the set, but I think that the build and the piece count kind of makes up for it a bit. And for the builds here, of course, with these creator ones, they are the 3-in-1 sets, so you are getting quite a variety here. And we're gonna start with the main build here. I think that it's pretty well done. I do like how the build looks. I like all of the wheels there. They're pretty uniquely built, and I like the alien as well. I think that it came out looking pretty great. So overall, a good design there. Then for the actual space rover there, I think that it was pretty well done. Also, there's some pretty cool components to it that you can kind of detach from it to have more access to the vehicle, so I do like that as well. And I think that it feels like a pretty big build. Like, it's nothing like, of course, like massive or anything, but I think that it still has a nice scale to it, and I think it fits pretty well with the minifigure as well. I like the little robot also included. I think he looks really great as well. So just overall, a pretty well done build. And then the next little 3-in-1 build is definitely a smaller one in my opinion. It's the little spaceship there, and I think that this one looks like it's using a very minimal amount of pieces, so I'm not a huge fan of this one. It's definitely, in my opinion, the weakest one out of the 3 builds here. There's nothing too much to it. It seems pretty basic, so nothing amazing with that one. But then the next one here, I think might be it's a pretty close tie to the first one, because I really like this set here. I love how it's kind of like a little space base right here. I really like that aspect to it. Now, the only thing kind of downgrading it from the other one is the fact that the other space rover is also somewhat a base as well, and it can also move, so that kind of makes it a little bit less for me, in comparison to the other one. I don't know, in your opinion, what you would think of this one, but I think that it is well done. There's a lot of intricate little details in this third build here, so I do like that. And we get a good look at the minifigure as well. I really like the torso on this guy. I think that that was pretty well done. And then just the helmet and the rest of him looks pretty basic, but still nicely done on the torso. The alien that we get in this third build is interesting to say the least. It is a pretty unique build there, but I wouldn't say it's anything amazing. I think I prefer the main alien build for the set in the main build, of course, but overall, I think it's a pretty well done set. There's quite a bit to go over here, so sorry if I went on for a bit too long, but I think that it's pretty well done. Let me know which one out of these 3 builds is your favorite, but for me, this set's going to earn a 4 out of 5, and now let's move on to number 2. Okay, so next up here we have the Caravan Excursion. This one is set number 31108. It's going to include 766 pieces, and it's going to retail in the US for $80, and then in Canada for $100. So a pretty high price point here. When you first take a look at this set, it can be a little bit deceptive with just how it appears, but it's probably going to have quite a few intricate details with it, and I do like the minifigures as well. There are 3 that are included in this set. Of course, we get who I assume is, of course, like the dad, the mom, and then their child in the set. So a pretty good range there. Nothing like too interesting with the torso prints on them, but still nice that we're getting 3 minifigures for the price that we're paying. And now let's go into the builds here. So the first build that we have here is, of course, the Caravan with the car here, and I think that this one is really well done. Of course, it's the main build for the set, so it's going to be using the most pieces here, and I think they did a good job with that. I really love how it's so minifigure scale here. It really looks like the minifigures can interact with the build, and it doesn't look like it's like a massive thing like when they do a Ninjago bike or something, and it just looks super oversized. So I think they were able to do a good job there. We get a really cute beaver build as well, and a skunk also, which looks really good. And the side tree build looks really well done also. I love all of the slanted angles on it. I think they did a really great job with that. The park bench as well looks really good. The little canoe is an interesting build as well. And just overall, I think it looks really great. I really love the car build. I think it looks really fantastic. And the Caravan looks really sleek as well. There aren't a lot of studs showing, which is really nice. I like the little satellite dish on the top as well. So just a really good amount of detail there in my opinion. So overall, a really great main build. And now for the second build here, it's more of just a caravan or an RV, I suppose it would more so be. But I really like this one as well. It kind of reminds me of the Lego Friends RV that we recently got, which I think was like a $100 set. And this one, you can obviously tell it's using less pieces here, but I think with these creator ones, when you do the secondary build, you could even like kind of mod it to like your own, like make your own modifications basically to kind of enhance the build for yourself. So I do like that, but I really like the sort of like storage space on the top of the RV here. I really like that feature. The side builds are a little bit lacking for this one. There really isn't too much going on, but I think that the main build kind of makes up for it. I really like the sort of color scheme there. It's very minimalist with the sky blue and then the white, but I do like how it looks. The door on the side looks nice as well. So a pretty good secondary build here. And then the third build as well, in my opinion, just nails it here. I think this lighthouse looks really fantastic. I really enjoy the build for this one. I think it has a good height and presence to it, and I really like how they were able to use those slanted green pieces here that they previously used for the tree and now for like grass. So I really do like that. And just, it looks really great. Like I really do love all 3 of these builds. I think they did a really fantastic job with each of them and utilizing the most pieces that they possibly could for each build in a new sort of unique way that could also kind of stand on its own as its own set. Like for that Space Rover one, some of those builds I don't feel like they could really stand on their own, especially the secondary one with the spaceship. I don't think that could really stand on its own, but for each of these, I think they look really great on their own. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to number 1. Alright, so if you're familiar with this wave of creator sets, you could probably guess which one was going to be my favorite, and it is the Creator Pirate Ship right here. This one is set number 31109. It's going to include 1,260 pieces, and in the US it's going to be retailing for $99.99, and then in Canada for $119.99, and this one is going to include a pretty wide range of minifigures here. I do like all of the pirates that they've included here. I think they have some pretty unique torso prints here. I'm not sure if they're like brand new torso prints because I'm not super familiar with all of the times the torso pieces have been used, but I really do like how they came out in this. You're getting 3 of them here, and I think they all look pretty fantastic. And now let's just dive into the builds here because there is so much to talk about. I mean, this pirate ship, in my opinion, just looks absolutely fantastic. I know that we got the new Barracuda set, the giant like set for a pirate ship, but I think this one does a great job of standing on its own as well. I really love the brick built sails. I think that was definitely a unique sort of way to go about building those, so I do like that. It definitely makes it stand apart from other pirate ships that we previously gotten. I think that the just the architecture on this set looks really fantastic. I really love how they were able to make it look pretty sleek on the sides with minimal studs showing. I think the back of it's kind of my favorite part of that. I think that it looks really nice with all of the like windows there, or whatever you would like to call those, kind of like almost like a cage sort of piece. I like those gold pieces there. I really like the color scheme of this with the small highlights of green at the back as well, but I like that primary sort of color scheme with the brown, the gold, and the red. I think that that all comes together really well, and just overall it looks fantastic. Like, it has such a nice size to it. It really feels like a super substantial build here, and I like the little shark build as well. Even though it would be nice to get like an actual shark, like a molded piece, I think they still did a good job with the brick built version here. And yeah, just overall a fantastic pirate ship build here, and I really like the skull as well on the front there. I think that that looks really great. Just overall an amazing build overall. And now for the secondary build here with the sort of like pirate like iron island here. Not iron, that is not a word, but for this one I think it looks really great. I love the little pirate like builds there, like the little ships. I think that those look great with the little raft as well. I think they were able to pull off some pretty nice looking builds there considering the minimal piece usage, which you can tell this one's definitely using a smaller amount of pieces. So you could maybe yourself even make some extra builds as well using some of the leftover pieces, I would assume, at least just from looking at this picture here. I would like to also comment on that little monkey like brick build right there. I think that that looks pretty funny. It definitely looks a little bit silly there, but I do overall still like it. I like that matte print as well that the main pirate seems to be holding. That looks really great. And then the skull there just looks fantastic. It looks like there might be maybe a spinning feature there on the side with that like pirate wheel there. I think that that could maybe be some sort of play feature that may be included with that build there. But man, I think that pirate island looks great, and that would even be a nice thing to kind of have on the side with your main build. I know that you necessarily can't build both of them, but maybe if you purchase two of the sets, you might want to wind up doing that, because I definitely think it's a really nice side build and a companion piece for the main pirate ship. And then same could be said with the third build here, which personally is probably my second favorite one to the main pirate ship build. I really love this like pirate shack right here. I think it has a great interior build as well. It definitely does a good job of feeling like a complete build here, almost like a sort of like dollhouse style where you can kind of open it up but it still feels complete. And I like the side build as well. I think that's meant to be like a water wheel, which I think they did a really great job building there. I like how they were able to put like the pirate like mast thing, like I don't even know what you would call it. I'm not familiar with too much pirate terminology, but basically where they stand at the top of a pirate ship, I like how they were able to incorporate that onto the roof of this build, and it just looks really great. I really love the outside of it. It definitely looks like a similar sort of style to the pirate ship, which of course makes a lot of sense considering they're using the same pieces, but I really do like how that came out as well. And I like the little like horse build on the side as well, which I assume is a horse, but I think that that's pretty creative how they made that out of a brick built like piece or pieces, I suppose. And then the little hoist as well looks really nice on the outside of the build. So just overall a really fantastic just series of builds here within this set. I think that they're all doing a great job of feeling like really substantial builds that are using a good amount of the pieces. So for this one, I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 5. And now let's move on to my want list for the wave. Alright, so for my want list for this wave, there are 2 sets out of the 3 that I do plan on picking up, and those are going to be the pirate ship and the Caravan Excursion as well. I think both of those sets are just fantastic. The Space Rover Explorer isn't necessarily bad, but I just don't have a super like high interest in some of these space sets. I think that they're a little bit overdone, and I don't think that this one does anything necessarily that's like super innovative with its design, I still think it's a great build, and if you do like space, I'm sure you're going to really enjoy it. But for me personally, it's nothing that I find to be amazing, but man, that Caravan Excursion looks great. It does have a very high price point, especially over here in Canada. I mean, with that $99.99 price tag there, the $100 price, it's just quite a bit. It's a hard pill to swallow there, but hopefully it goes on a decent sale and then I'm able to get it for a good deal, because I definitely really love the build and I think it would fit in really well to like a sort of like maybe like city sort of setting or like a forest setting as well. Just something that looks really nice with like some of the other city sets as well. And the pirate ship just looks amazing. I don't know if I'll be able to get the giant pirate ship set that released recently. It has a pretty high price point and I don't really purchase too many of those higher price sets, so I think this one's kind of a nice compromise for in the middle there. In Canada, only being 120 bucks, I think that's a pretty good deal considering the piece count you're getting and the nice brick built sails as well, which I'm really liking the design of. I feel like it kind of makes it a very unique build here, kind of differentiating itself from the other builds as well, or other previous pirate ships that we've received. So overall, I think there's some great sets here. Those two are definitely the ones that I'm most interested in, but let me know which ones you'll be including on your want list, if any of them. And now let's move on to my final verdict for the wave. Okay, so in conclusion for this wave, out of a score of 15, it managed to score 14, and that is a fantastic score, converting over to 93%, which is just amazing. I think we have a great wave of creator sets here, and I didn't mark the space set too harshly. I thought about giving it a lower score, but I really felt that it's still a good space build. It might not necessarily like appeal to me, and even though this is my personal opinion, I can definitely still appreciate the builds that are included there, so that's why I didn't want to penalize that one too much. And then the other builds, I mean, they're just fantastic. I mean, I gave them both perfect scores. They look amazing. Great minifigures, great builds. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. I really love these ones, and it kind of feels like Lego's putting some pirate ships in some of their themes here, like the giant, of course, Barracuda ship, and now we're getting this one in creator, so maybe they're ramping up towards some sort of revival for the pirates theme, which I'm sure a lot of people would really enjoy. So hopefully this set sells well, and then we'll get more of an expansion on the pirate sort of theme. So yeah, just some really great sets here. Let me know what your favorite ones are. Let me know your rankings down below. I'm always really curious to compare my opinions to yours as well, and let me know your thoughts on my list as well. Do you think I'm completely wrong here, or do you agree with my opinions? And just thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video, and also subscribe for future content as well, and previous content. Also check out some of my previous ranking videos as well, which should be linked at the end of this video, also in the end card. So yeah, I just hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.